up a notch.
And in North Carolina, Harry is a free-spending groom.
We've spent like $1 skillion.
But will the weather do the wedding in before the budget does?
An arrangement fell in the tent.
Coming up on Whose Wedding Is It Anyway?
You only have this one day to express yourself.
How much per person?
And some of these brides, I mean, especially the wacky ones, will call you like 12 times a day.
Just keep my mother away from me.
They want to talk about things like a shade of peach.
No. This is not what I ordered.
I know. I will fix it.
I'm Harry. I'm the groom. Roxana's bride.
Hard-working restaurant owner Harry Smith fell in love on the job. A native of El Salvador, Roxana Alfaro started working for Harry 7 years ago.
Roxana, I met her at the KNS cafeteria. I don't know, I just kept looking at her, She wouldn't pay me no mind. I guess it went 3 or 4 months like that. She still didn't pay me no mind.
No, I said no. Later when I started talking to him, I knew him, I said maybe.
Roxana finally fell for Harry's southern charms.
You're not eating? I mean, Casey.
Harry's very wonderful. I never think I'm gonna have a man like him. Yes, that's true.
Even though they didn't speak the same language, Harry knew Roxana was a catch.
I had bought the ring maybe 7 months in advance. And I just got on my knees. I said, Roxy, will you marry me? I thought she was going to have a heart attack.
I was so happy.
Harry is different from the average groom.
That's good.
He wants to be involved, very involved.
Well, she wanted to get married right away.
But a short engagement means a quick turnaround.
So that's when I told my office, I said, Lee, get me a wedding planner.
And that wedding planner is young and sassy Southerner Karen Clark.
So we'll have this divider.
I met Harry, and he's got this beautiful fiance, and she's very quiet. The only thing he really told me is, I want different. And I was like, well, honey, I can give you different.
Although just 31 years old, Karen has 10 years of experience planning upscale events that are dramatic, youthful, and fun.
Harry takes her hand.
Karen is a second-generation wedding planner, and her mom, Phyllis, works by her side.
Planning a wedding is a lot more than finding a florist and finding a musician or something like that. It's more like, you know, somebody that's going to fight for you when the caterer goes, oh, you can't do that. Well, why not? Yes, I can, and we're going to do it.
And Karen will certainly have to fight to get a word out of her silent bride.
When I get nervous, I don't talk much. Because I don't talk much in my life. I just am very quiet, and speak English make me feel a little bit nervous, so I talk less.
She may not even have to talk at all, as this time the groom is making all the decisions.
If she was doing it in her country, she would do all of it.
Yeah.
So she kind of left it up to me. I said, Roxy, this is not right. You're supposed to be doing it, you know? So she wanted me to do it, and it worked out just fine. She agreed with everything I did so far.
Roxana gets her first taste of Harry's wedding day choices as they venture to the reception site to pick out their menu. The site, the upscale Sisters Garden, is one of Raleigh's most exclusive wedding locales, and its southern charm is a perfect choice for this larger-than-life groom.
So you can tell us if you like it, if you love it, if you want to change anything.
But blending southern cooking with Latin dishes could leave a bad taste in their mouths.
This is a Thai chicken cashew Thai-style spring roll, maple hoisin sauce underneath.
And restaurateur Harry is going to be hard to please. Will Karen jump the first hurdle?
Very good.
Very good.
Roxana?
Yeah, I would think my chef did that. I think the cocktail sauce is good, but I think it needed turn it up a notch.
Spoken like a true connoisseur.
You know, with my family, all them ex-cookers, ex-bakers, and they know food.
So they expect nothing less than the best.
It's good. This is good.
But what does the bride think? Harry is not taking any chances. That's good enough for Harry. The menu is done.
Is we gonna have this on the menu tonight?
In Raleigh, groom Harry is upping his guest count, presenting a new set of hurdles for Karen to jump.
I sent an email to Lee, Harry's assistant, saying now that the numbers have increased, I needed to know how many female guests are on the RSVP list so that I can tell the florist how many bouquets we need, because we planned on doing a small bouquet for each female guest that arrived at the wedding. And with that number increasing, Mr. Smith doesn't want to pay for a whole bunch of extra stuff at this juncture, which I totally understand because we've spent like $1 skillion, but you know, I think it's a really nice touch, and it's not something that I really want to lose at this point because I really think it's going to make this ceremony very unique and very special and very memorable for a lot of the guests.
Even though Harry doesn't want to pay more guests means more cash and more cake. So it's off to the Sugar Gallery Bakery to clue the baker in on the sudden changes.
Right now we are at 108 adults.
Okay.
That includes 10 vendors.
In addition to the wedding cake, Harry has also requested individual miniature cakes for each of his guests, as well as cupcakes for each of the children.
And how about the cupcakes?
We're up to 16 kids.
That would be an extra 12.
Okay. And you're throwing that in as a wedding gift?
You want to pay the girls to decorate them?
Okay, well, we'll just have Mr. Smith pay for it.
I'm afraid we're going to have to.
Nice try, Karen. As they say, you can't have your cake.
Now, the wedding cake.
He told me to tell you that let's bump it up a notch. Let's increase the price, increase the size, make it a little more decorative. He really wants it to be impressive.
What we can do, if he doesn't want to sink another $1,000 into making the wedding cake over the top, is to go with that design.
So that's a 4-layer cake there. How many more layers do you think we should add?
I think we want to take it at least to 7.
7 layers and a few $1,000s later, the numbers have been adjusted and there'll be more than enough cake for all of Harry's guests. Hope it's worth it.
Grand total, $1,967.73.
You definitely have to pay to have an over-the-top wedding.
They don't come cheap.
No, they don't.
Coming up, Karen is hitting a real language barrier.
I knew I should have taken Spanish in high school.
In Raleigh, it's 2 weeks before Harry and Roxana's big Southern wedding, and Karen wants to get feedback on the lavender, pink, and white theme she's been working on.
So you're gonna have to like close your eyes, put on your thinking cap, and imagine what it's gonna look like. So people will enter into this area and they'll just kind of be in a relaxed atmosphere. We're gonna have rugs on the ground to really soften it up some. I was brainstorming this weekend and I was thinking how fabulous would it be if we actually had fabric draped from the ceiling that you can kind of see through that really creates a wall here.
Yeah, I like that.
Very different. We're keeping different. And then we're gonna really make you all king and queen for a day. Anybody can walk down this aisle and get married, but we're actually gonna have you on a stage. We're gonna elevate you so everybody can see and hear everything that's going on.
What does Roxana think? She seems happy, but is still very silent.
You guys are actually gonna get married under a canopy of flowers. So we're gonna have hundreds and hundreds of roses. Just like you said you wanted. Everything that you said you wanted, we're trying to make it happen. Do you have any questions about any of this area?
You got it. All different.
All different? All right. Straight and to the point.
Down south, Karen's vision for Harry and Roxana's wedding is flowing nicely. The kitchen is pumping, the fabric is being hung, and everyone is excited.
I love it! It's just as I pictured it. Louis, this looks great. I like it. The color is perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect.
So it'll go with the rest of it.
It's perfect.
Your idea.
Oh, I'm so excited. It's like it is in my head.
And if it rains, it's only going to be today.
Okay. It's not going to rain tomorrow.
No.
I did my little rain dance.
Did you?
We're good.
Wait a minute. Isn't a rain dance supposed to bring rain?
That's scary.
We're good.
Because this wedding will join 2 cultures, Karen wants to make sure all the guests will understand what is going on. So she sets out to secure a Spanish-speaking minister or risk a bride flubbing her vows.
We are looking for someone that can do part of the ceremony in Spanish. I'm still desperately trying to get a hold of you. We are looking for a Spanish minister that can... No, I don't speak Spanish at all. I'm sorry. I'll call the bride. I'll have her call you, and then maybe she can tell you in Spanish everything that we need you to do tomorrow. Would that be okay? Okay. Thank you so much for calling me back. I appreciate it. Okay, bye. I knew I should have taken Spanish in high school.
With only 2 days until tying the knot, Karen calls Harry and Roxana to get some final okays on some minor details. She's hoping to finally get this bride to voice her opinion.
So what we've tried to do here is make everything different.
everybody does the round table, so we're doing square here. We ordered these chargers especially for you. Roxana, I know that you said you wanted flowers everywhere. You said lots and lots of beautiful flowers. That was your specification. And then we've done everything in 2 languages. We've done things in Spanish and in English so that everyone that comes feels like, you know, we've thought about them. Does that sound good?
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
The bride seems happy, so it's back to work as Karen oversees the last nails, screws, and drapes on the ceremony site.
3 down, 857 to go. Okay, not really, but that's what it feels like.
Karen's mom, Phyllis, has been covering the construction and fills Karen in on the progress.
They're going to move the stage forward because there's not enough space back there to put up the columns and the toppers.
Because of the holes in the top of the tent?
But remember Karen's rain dance? It may have backfired. The threatening rain is casting a dark cloud over Harry and Roxana's wedding.
If it's cloudy tomorrow,
The candles will look nice.
the candles will look great, but if it's cloudy tomorrow, do you think we're gonna need more light in here?
No, it's at 12 o'clock.
But if it looks like
won't be.
this
Hopefully it won't
tomorrow,
look like this.
it's supposed to be cloudy. I mean, we'd been banking on the fact that it was gonna be a 12 o'clock wedding and then it was gonna be plenty of sunlight, but right now, we're not even close to sunset and it's dark.
We can't make lights happen now.
But there's no disguising the bad weather in Raleigh. The rainy wedding situation is getting darker and darker.
This is the darkest it's been. Like, we've been over here several times and it's always been very bright.
So Karen and Phyllis approach Rick, the lighting tech, to see if he has any bright ideas.
We have a tent lighting package that we do when it's a nighttime event.
Okay.
When it obviously gives plenty of light to eat by, to do whatever by.
With her groom's wallet in mind, Karen gets down to the nitty-gritty.
How much is that tent package gonna cost us?
$100.
150.
120.
Okay. The special.
The
Day
special,
before the wedding.
day before the wedding.
Last
Isn't that double?
minute.
That's usually
No,
double.
it's not double.
It's $875 is what I charge to do a tent package.
Now, don't you have a $500 package?
That was
Inside.
inside.
Okay.
Accepting that a bright tent will cost more money, Phyllis and Karen attempt to get a little more clarity on whether extra lights can be accomplished in time.
Okay, now the wedding is at 12 o'clock. We're going to start taking pictures at 10. Can all of this happen before then?
Let's see what the weather does.
Okay.
I'm going to base it on weather. The rain's not a problem. It's the wind.
In North Carolina, it's a day before Harry and Roxana's wedding. The weather has been pounding away at Karen's decorations. And it's time for Karen to see if the decor meets Harry's standards. But there is a matter of the additional lighting costs that Karen must discuss.
Is this the same place?
This is the same place that we were in a couple of days ago.
When you asked me that, I didn't know. I didn't have no idea.
Of the fabric?
Yeah,
It looks good, doesn't it?
more than good.
You like it? You
I
like
love it. I love it. You and I make a good team.
I know we do, don't we?
Yeah.
Don't we? Now, speaking of this great team that we make, we have something that we need to discuss.
Okay.
We're a little concerned about the fact that it's cloudy now and it's going to be cloudy tomorrow. And the tent is going to be kind of darker than we anticipated. We've got work lights on now. Can we turn the lights off?
So we're going to need some lights.
We talked to a lighting company, a guy that was just here. Now it's going to be $875.
Did you say $8 or $800?
No, I did ask him for $8, but it's going to be $875.
Well, when I went this fun, no fun to quit now.
Yeah, well, why quit now? All right, so we'll go ahead and make that happen.
Well, the cost is hard to swallow, but Harry knows he can't get married in the dark.
I love it. I love it.
Good.
You did a good job.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it.
Harry likes it, but what about his bride? Roxana hasn't had an opinion throughout this process. What will she say now without the chance to change a thing?
Look. It's unreal, huh?
That's look pretty.
You like it?
Yeah.
Luckily, she is pleased.
More than you envisioned?
Yes.
Yay, I love that.
With less than 24 hours until walking down the aisle,
If everybody could head this way, we'll go ahead and get started with rehearsal. I'm just loud.
General Karen Clark lines up the troops for a pre-wedding drill.
Ladies, if you're getting your hair and makeup done tomorrow morning, we're gonna start at 5 a.m. I don't do late weddings. Phyllis doesn't do late weddings. As long as we got a bride, a groom, and a minister, we will start at 12 o'clock. It's been doing that all day. It'll be fun. We're gonna be with you every step of the way tomorrow. We're gonna tell you exactly when to walk,
With everyone marching to the beat of the same drum, Karen shines the spotlight on the quiet bride.
Everybody's focus is on the bride. This is the most beautiful creature y'all have ever seen. We are gonna look at her from the time she walks in till the time she leaves. You are truly a queen today.
It's wedding day in Raleigh. The rain has been replaced by a persistent and vicious wind. While the bride gets ready, it's her bridesmaids who are whipping up a storm of their own. There's a heated discussion over whether it's gloves or not gloves.
You don't like the gloves?
No, we don't. They don't like the scarves, but we don't like the gloves.
Then there are the scarves.
Yes. No. Yes. No.
While the bridesmaids sort it out, there is a problem in the tent. The elaborate wedding arbor where the couple will be getting married is off-center.
Can it be moved if we get a crew to move it simultaneously, real just inch by inch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, those flowers are they're just sitting there. We're gonna have to move them off before we move them. We'll try to move this.
So when I move those floor arrangement, the greenery is gonna. I'm about to throw up.
Okay, here we go. Then we got the rest of it.
You got it?
Keep it level.
You got it? Let's see if I can put it.
When you hear, why don't we put it on here?
No, it's not too painful.
Okay.
Carefully, the crew attempts to slide the arbor over several feet. This risky maneuver could ruin a few dozen expensive floral arrangements if not done properly.
It's like it got turned a little bit.
Nobody moves, nobody moves.
Time is ticking away.
Okay. Okay, that's looking good.
This is the bomb.
But everything is set just in time for the groom to take a last look.
This is the bomb.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Wait till you see the little cakes.
Okay.
Okay, come on, let's show you this real quick before people start coming.
Oh, that's nice.
You love it?
Love it. I love it.
It's perfect?
This is Harry. Yeah,
Harry thinks it's Harry, and that means perfect. But there's an unexpected surprise courtesy of the whipping winds.
Oh, God. Hold on. An arrangement fell in the tent on the columns, and just the wind blew the tent, and I think it blew it over.
And there's also a surprise for Karen in Raleigh. Although groom Harry and bride Roxana have arrived, Karen wishes she could say the same for the Spanish-speaking minister. Fearing a bride not understanding her wedding vows, Karen sends Roxana's brother Dimas in a desperate search for the minister. Dimas has no luck finding the minister, so Karen and Phyllis come up with a backup plan.
Why don't we use the lady who works here to translate?
Can you find her?
The wait staff person who speaks Spanish. Is it possible that we can ask her to translate because the Spanish-speaking minister is not here?
Let me get frank. The Spanish-speaking minister is not here, so we need someone to translate what the minister's saying during the ceremony. Ooh. Okay. It's you. Okay.
This gentleman right here. You're the backup plan?
I am, I guess.
Okay, let me go through the places that you need to interpret.
In Raleigh, guests are taking their seats, but still no Spanish-speaking minister. Thank goodness for Frank.
I was going to be a little bartending and a little catering. I wasn't expecting to translate, but it's part of the fun.
But before Frank has to take his spot at the altar, the Spanish minister makes an appearance only 5 minutes before the nuptials. So Frank fills him in.
Esa parte en español, okay.
He needs to give the prayer.
Y la oración.
Yeah,
he's got that.
After me.
Después de él.
Okay. And he needs to pronounce the marriage in Spanish.
2 minutes to go. Is Harry ready?
I'm ready. Yeah, he's ready. He's definitely ready.
Everyone is ready, so there is going to be a wedding in Raleigh, Spanish-speaking minister and all.
You are such a beautiful bride. You really, really are. This has turned out really well, hasn't it? Are you excited?
Yes.
You nervous?
Yeah, nervous.
Okay.
Gathering her nerves, it's time for this quiet bride to speak up and say her vows.
Harris and Roxana, you stand in our presence as examples of faith.
I promise
to love
to love
and cherish you.
and cherish you
Prometo amarte.
Prometo amarte.
Y quererte.
Y quererte.
Honorarte.
Honorarte.
Y respetarte.
Y respetarte.
En salud.
En salud.
Y enfermedad.
Y enfermedad.
When you put on this ring, you are saying to all the women of the world, it's too late.
It's too late. That is hilarious.
With this ring, I thee wed.
I thee wed.
Read after me. With this ring,
With this ring,
I thee wed.
I do wed.
And it's so good to say, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss each other with passion.
Oh my.
That was a lot of passion in that kiss.
In North Carolina, the ceremony is complete, and it's time to see Harry's hard work and money put to good use. A spectacular lavender, pink, and white reception, highlighted by a 7-tier wedding cake, individual wedding cakes for each of the guests, ice sculptures, and even a clown for the kids. It's a wedding to remember for everyone involved: Harry, Roxana, Karen, Phyllis, and of course, Frank.
You was? I didn't show up.
To my brother, to his loving wife, I love you guys. Best wishing to Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Let's toast.
The face painting and the dancing go on into the night until it's time for the bride to throw the bouquet.
I know you want me to get all single ladies to come to the dance floor. 1, 2, 3.
It looks like a lucky bridesmaid will be calling Karen Clark soon.
The grand total on the wedding was approximately $71,000. Way over budget.
And from the smiles on their faces, it looks like it was worth every penny.
To you, Roxanne, I've always cherished you. I've always loved you.
They were truly king and queen for a day. Even the little things that we did, like having them say their vows up on a stage, and Harry's like, so I get to look down at everybody like a king, and I was like, yeah, totally. I think that they really felt like it was special. And Mr. Smith pulled me to the side and he was like, this is so beyond my expectations. My goal is to always go 100 times above and beyond what they anticipate.